Hey, it's Joe Amoia, founder and creator of GPSforlove.com. In our last video, where do you go to meet good men? We talked about how there is no magic place. And I know some of you were upset because you really thought, hey, great, he's going to tell me where to go. Well, today, what I want to talk about is one of the best places I believe that you can meet a good man. And that place is online dating. Now, I know some of you go, oh, God, no, not online dating. I hate that. You'd rather have a red-hot poker jabbed in your eye. I get that. But what you have to understand is there's a right way and a wrong way to do online dating. Just like, you can join a gym. That doesn't mean you're going to get in shape. Okay? So today I'm going to give you some tips on why online dating is the best source. So before I give you those tips, let me explain why. Well, the number one reason is that you could literally meet a man anywhere in the world with, modern technology today and smartphones. You could be on the beach and you could be engaging a guy and screening men and saying, you know what, here's a possible potential mate. Okay. And that's awesome. I mean, you don't have to go to bars. You don't have to clubs. You don't have to go to singles events where the only thing you have in common is that you breathe air. Okay. And you're both single. Okay. It's not about that. It's about meeting a potential. And that's all online dating is this is a source of meeting potential men. And that's great. Okay. The second reason why is that you have all the power. And I know some of you think of that, no, it's, men get to decide. You know what? No, it's really not true. You have the power. You can be proactive. We're going to talk about that in the tips today. And that's awesome. And the third reason I'm a big fan of online dating is because that's actually how I met my wife 16 years ago. Now, if you would have told me I would have met the love of my life, the woman who is going to be my best friend, lover, mother of my children, partner for life, if you would have told me any of that, I would have laughed. I would have called you every name in the book, and I would have bet everything I owned against it, because that at that time, this is really before it was really popular. It's like, that's losers do that stuff. People who are desperate. Now, I won't go into the details of how I actually got online. I still don't realize today how it happened, but it's a great source of meeting great quality people. Now, I know you're saying, yeah, but I don't know how, blah, blah, blah. We'll get into that. But I just want you to realize that's all it is. Now, is it the only source of meeting someone? No. Okay. You probably know a lot of people who are married. Okay. Ask them how they met, and you're going to see they met in multitude of ways. I've met, family members who have met in a bowling league. My sister met her husband actually at a bar. Okay. And he's a great guy. It wasn't like, pickup. They were just out with some friends, happened to connect. My stepsister met her husband in Australia while she was on vacation. Okay. So, friends at work, on the train, just at a barbecue. I mean, at school. I mean, that's the beauty of life. There's so many different ways. And you just have to show up and do your part, and the universe will kind of do its part. So today I'm going to give you 3 tips that will actually help you maximize your online dating efforts. So number 1, and we talked about this in this last video, is you gotta get clear. See, part of the challenge is just you want to get married, you want to have a man in your life, you want to have someone in your bed, and so you're just looking for a guy. And, you wind up getting that guy, and then 3 months, 3 years, 3 decades later, you're going, oh, I hate this guy. This guy sucks. I can't trust this guy. He's got no integrity. He's a shitty partner. He doesn't keep his word. He's lazy. He's a dumbass, whatever it is. And you realize that, this isn't the right guy. I should never really even gotten involved with this guy. Or, he's not who I thought he was. So the first thing is you got to do is you got to get clear. See, when you get clear, half the game is over, because now you're in a much better position to screen men. I remember before I met my wife, it was simply, I was looking for a nice girl, and that was really it. So I'd go out with someone, if there was attraction, there was chemistry there, a couple of dates, she was like me, next, boom, we're in a relationship. And then several months down the road, we realized, are you really the kind of person I want to be with? And vice versa. So by getting clear, that helps you to focus in on, are you the kind of person that I'm looking for? Now you can ask questions. Now you can see and determine if this is the kind of person you even want to be in a relationship with. And we're going to talk about the third step in a while, but getting clear is one of the best things you can do to maximize your chance of having the relationship you want. Number 2, okay, and this is a big one. It's you got to be proactive. In the previous videos, we talked about the law of Goya. Law of Goya is G-O-Y-A, get off your ass. Okay, so you've got to get out there. You've got to engage. Especially in the online dating world, from a guy's perspective, there's tons of women. So what's going to make him pick you? Well, what's going to make him pick you is you. Okay, so you've got to believe that. You got to realize the right guy is looking for me. But unfortunately, you got to let him know, like, hey, I'm over here. Check me out. It's exactly how I met my wife. She actually reached out to me. I didn't know she even existed. But when she reached out to me and she engaged me and we started going back and forth on, this girl's kind of interesting. I want to get to know her a little better. And that's how our relationship proceeded. And so, yes, you got to be proactive, but you got to engage a guy. Okay, just putting up a profile is like going to a gym. Okay, walking through the door and just standing there doesn't mean you're going to meet anybody. Going to the gym doesn't mean you're going to get in shape. So you've got to be proactive. You've got to engage a guy. You've got to show him that you've got a personality, that you're emotionally available, that you're a smart, intelligent, and attractive woman. He'll see that by your picture, and he's either attracted to you or he's not. But you got to show him that there's some substance, that you're a potential match for him. Okay, I see this, on profiles all the time, and it drives me nuts. I'm a good person. I've got a good heart. I love the beach. I love to travel. I love my dog. My friends think I'm awesome and can't figure out why I'm single. Okay? You sound like everybody else. Who cares? Why does he care that you love the beach? Why does he care that you have a dog? Unless he's an animal lover, he doesn't care about that. Who's going to say, I got a shitty personality? I've got an attitude. When I get my period, I'm a bitch. Who's going to say that? No one. Okay? So don't put all this fluff. Be you. Write a profile that expresses who you are as a woman, what drives you, what you're passionate about, what you can't stand. Okay? It's okay. Be truthful. Be honest. Be you. Because that's, I fell in love with my wife. When she wrote her profile, she had a sense of humor to it. She was clear about what she wanted. I'm like, this is the kind of girl I want to get to know better. And then we both started engaging each other in a conversation. If you meet a guy online and he's passionate about music, ask him about music, engage him, show him that, if you're a music lover, then talk about your passion, what groups you like, what concerts, whatever it may be. Okay? Because that's what's going to get, you like the same things as me. Now, let me preface this by saying, do not say you like something if you don't. Went out with a girl one time because I like to play tennis, and she's like, oh, I play tennis. And so it's like, great, let's play tennis. First date, go play tennis. She hadn't played tennis in 15 years. And when I said, hey, I thought you played tennis, she's like, well, I used to play in high school. That was 15 freaking years ago. Okay, so don't say you play tennis if you played tennis. There's a big difference. Okay, so it's about being honest. It's about being you, but it's also about engaging a guy, getting him to see that, you're different. There's something about you. So that's the second step. And the third step is that you got to wait to date. It's what I call the 1 week rule. Okay, this is how it works, okay? You meet someone, you have a great phone conversation. Hey, let's get together. Yeah, let's get together. We get together. Oh, wow, you're really hot. You're really attractive. Oh, I like you. Let's do this. Oh, let's start making out. Oh, let's fall into the sack. Let's, make love. Let's have sex. Let's be passionate. And next thing you know, you're in a freaking relationship. Okay? And then everything's great in the beginning, right? And then he disappears, or then you realize he's an asshole. He's a boy. He doesn't call you. He doesn't make you a priority anymore. Whatever he does, okay, because he shows you he's a boy. And then you're like, I don't understand it. It just sucks. Life, God is working against me. I get it, right? But that's not how you do it. So by waiting a week and talking to a guy several times, you get to know him a little better. You get to screen him. You ask better questions. There was a time in my life where I started using this philosophy because I realized the pattern I just explained was exactly what I did. I met someone, hey, great, let's get together. We got together on a date. There's some attraction, some chemistry. We started making out. Next thing you know, we're fooling around. Next thing you know, we're in a relationship. And then several months down the road, either I left or she left. Okay? And that's just was my pattern. I'm like, you know what? This isn't working. Maybe I need to do some things different. So when I was at this point, I was looking for someone who was really emotionally available, who didn't have any baggage. So in our conversations on the phone, I would simply ask them about their past. I said, you ever been married before? You ever been engaged? What's your longest relationship? And it was just in a natural conversation. It wasn't like I was going down a list where I was interrogating, but I was like, I want to see, before I even go out with you, are you the type of person that I'm looking for? And you'd be amazed how many people would say, oh, my ex is a scumbag, and, he's a bastard, and all men suck, and, and I'm like, whoa, dude, I'm staying away from you. You're toxic. And it's amazing how just taking that little 1 week time to have a couple of conversations before going out in person, because one of the challenges when you rush into things and you go out, your hormones take over, especially if that's attraction there and you're having fun and there's some excitement. And so it's like having blinders on. You're immune to the red flags because you don't want to see them. Because if you see them and accept them, then you're going to, hey, you know what? Then I can't be with this guy. And so it's so detrimental to your long-term goals. So I know I threw a lot at you today. And again, this is all about creating a great relationship. If you just want in a relationship, you'll take any guy who comes along and pays attention to you, then completely ignore this video. Make believe it doesn't even exist. But if you're tired of that, you're tired of the boys, you're tired of dead-end relationships, you're tired of toilet bowl relationships, the ones that make you feel like crap, then go back and watch this. Okay? And pay attention to these 3 tips. I'll also put them at the end of this video. And really start to practice them. And what you'll see is your number of dates may decrease. But that's good. Who wants to go out on more bad dates? See, one of the things that makes it so frustrating is constantly wasting your time and energy on guys who let you down or disappoint you. So by screening them better, you have less of those dates. And as a result, the quality of dates go up better. Now you might say, hey, he was a good guy, just wasn't the right guy. And that's exactly how it works. And then you start to feel excited. Hey, there's some really good ones out there. And then it's a matter of finding the right one versus the good one. Now, again, I know I threw a lot at you, but that's the intention. That's the purpose of these videos. And that's the purpose of GPS for Love. So go back, watch this over, and take some mirror time afterwards and get honest and say, have you really been following these tips? And if not, what can you do today going forward? How can you implement these to make things better? As always, an honor and privilege to be with you. I'll see you next time. Much love.